So, tell me about your outfit.
I went down to this completely insane S&M place in Texas, and they bought these claws down there. They had the craziest shit for sale that I had ever seen in my life. I don't even know if some of the stuff should be legal. T-shirts and socks and handkerchiefs, and they were always falling off.
Interesting.
Yes. A friend of mine made the cake. It was very nice.
Oh, that's nice. A friend of yours? What do you mean?
I'd rather a friend of mine made the cake for me.
You care to explain that a little further? Sounds interesting. A friend that makes cakes.
I told her she did this as a favor for me, and I told her that I would never betray her.
Her? Mrs. Car Alarm Man, perhaps?
I told her I would never betray her. Could we move on to
And why not?
What?
Why won't you betray her?
She was a friend. Why do you got to play these gotcha politics, superhero politics? Why do you got to be, who made your cake, Mr. Car Alarm Man?
Okay then, all right. Fine. Obviously, it's a sensitive subject. Tell me about your super hearing. How did that happen?
I took this improv class, and they talked about listening. And so I started listening.
Right.
For the first time in my life, I really started listening.
Right.
And I started hearing things that I never heard before. So I started listening deeper and deeper, and then I started hearing more and more. And that's when I first realized that I can hear things that other people can't hear. I can hear everything. I can hear I heard that, sir, in the back row. I heard that!
And so that's why you destroy people's cars?
Their car alarms are piercing. If people would turn off their car alarms, I wouldn't destroy them. They're piercing and they're shrieking. I mean, when a dump truck goes by, at least it just goes by.
Right. A
car alarm, it's like nothing you can imagine. I put earplugs in. That's why I bought masks.
All right. Mr. Car Alarm Man, some people see you as a hero. Actually, I get an overwhelming amount of mail this week from people who want to thank you for destroying car alarms.
I would like to thank them. There's people out there, and I can understand where they're coming from. They think I'm a villain. You know, I destroy their car, and I know they got to go to work, and I know times are tight, and I don't want to be a villain.
Right.
I mean, I want to be liked.
Right.
You know, I don't. Who would want to be a villain?
Well, someone who is evil, but it just made me think, why don't you attack cell phones? Because they're really annoying as well.
Oh, cell phones.
Yeah.
The nice thing is about cell phones that people are usually quick with cell phones, but they still pierce me. And they pierce my ears.
Right.
And
why don't you just move somewhere quiet, like the desert? Or perhaps like the ocean, unless you believe that would be too much sound.
well, I work in my day job. The car alarm, anti-car alarm business doesn't pay a lot.
Right. I imagine so.
I work as data entry during the day. And it's one of those jobs, I've been trying to do those type from home things, but it just hasn't panned out for me.
Right.
So I have to stay in the city, and my loved ones are here, and my family and my friends, and it would be hard to live in the desert alone. Nothing but the sound of wolves howling at the moon to torment you. It's chilling. I went camping once, and just the crickets alone terrify me to my everlasting soul.
Let's move. That actually brings me to my next question. Have you ever hung out with terrorists?
I saw Magneto, I knew, and he was a good man, a little misunderstood. He was always nice to me with my claws. He could have, dangled me from the ceiling if he liked.
Right.
And I always liked Magneto. And, some people say he's a terrorist.
Right.
Well, who's the terror? Who defines the terrorize part?
I would say you bring fear to someone that is terror, but that's just me. Would you say that Magneto is one of your heroes then?
My heroes are small town America, where they don't need, car alarms to be ringing all the time. They can just keep the car alarms off, and just walk around and, don't have to yell at street corners because there's horns. Small town America, that's my real America,
You'd like our audience to know about you? Any last words before we leave?
You hear that?
No.